Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to you Akim and Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled The Roman Edomites. They've stayed the same, or something along those lines. All right, that's just the current title. It's subject to change. All right, I wanted to add something. The Roman Edomite Empire, something along those lines. But as of the for the making of this video, it's just going to be the Roman Edomites. The Roman Edomites. They've stayed the same. Of course, that title is subject to change. All right, and this is dealing with the Roman Edomites, man. All right, because these Edomites, all right, the so-called white people of today, are the Romans, man. Okay, they are the Romans. All right, they're the same people, the same societal structure. All right, the same way everything is, man. The way the work is, the way the society is, the political structure. All right, the same political ideologies, the same ideologies about the world. The ideologies in general about men with men, women with women. And and all sorts of different things. Their pastimes, their favorite things to do, the slavery. All right, that's the same because they're the same people. Okay, the Roman Edomites. Okay, the Roman Edomites. Okay, and of course the Greco-Roman period. So the Greeks and the Romans, are pretty much hand in hand with a lot of their structural society. Okay, because Greece. The Greek Empire was the first, empire with Esau in full rule, okay? So the Romans, that's why they call it the Greco-Roman period. All right, it's really hand in hand, and a lot of these things that are still happening today are, what's the word I want to use, are still, side by side, coinciding with those rules and with those empires, man, because they're the same people, okay? And they like the things that they like. They like the way that the things have been. They like the concrete, the paved grounds. They like the way that they build their buildings. They like the ideologies and the way they are, allowing, rampant homosexuality. All right, you can see it right here, that word. All right, sodomy. I'll just use the word sodomy for the sake of this lesson. So because it's already a touchy subject with these Romans, right? So with the rampant sodomization, so to say, all right, that had been going on. All right, that's these people's things. They love these things. They're the same people, man. All right, they love taking people into captivity and enslaving. All right, that was one of their favorite pastimes. All right, they're very prone to celebrations. All right, they're very they like their holidays. They like their get-togethers. They like to have their big orgies. All right, which are their sex parties where people would come in large droves and have sexual intercourse with each other. All right, this is the Romans, man, and these are the Edomites, the so-called white people today. They still do these same things. As the title says, the Roman Edomites, they've stayed the same. They haven't changed a bit, man. All right, just as Jake hasn't changed a bit. All right, you got Jake with the sauce, all right, and making good music and all that, but Jake also historically a very stubborn, bull-headed people, which we happen to still be to this day, all right, because we've stayed the same just as these people have stayed the same, all right, because we are the people, okay? We are the people and they are their people, all right? You don't change, your heritage or who you are. You stay like that, all right? And the Edomites have stayed like that, and we have stayed like that, all right? The Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we stayed, we stay being the salt of the earth, all right? We stay, being even though we're not the leaders of the world, the leaders of the entertainment industry, really, not as far as the ones that are making the money off of it, but the ones that are that they're making all the money off of, okay? The music, because we got all the salt, we got all the sauce, right? And so that's just how it is, the entertainers, all right? Because we're actually entertaining, we're actually funny, all right? We can actually play games, man. All right, these not so much. They don't really have any sauce, they don't have anything going down. All right, so they just, pay us a little bit of money and, you got to follow all these rules and entertain us. The Colosseums, everything, man. And we're going to get into all that. We're going to get scriptures, all right? But we're going to start up with Ecclesiastes 1 and 9 through 11, and then we're going to touch on some things and just get the scriptures, and I'm not sure how long it's going to be, but we're just going to flow with it, man, and bring out these people are the same people. So this is Ecclesiastes 1:9 through verse 11. It says, "The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, See, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us." So, and we're also, and that another thing that this scripture can be used for. We'll actually read 11 and then we'll explain. Verse 11, "There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after." Okay, so nothing in the society, all right, is new, all right, and nothing under the sun is new. Okay, we are also under the sun, which means we're not new. So that's how we were getting back, and not just us, the Israelites, but the Edomites as well, the Hamites, the Ishmaelites, the Amalekites, and so on and so forth, right? None of them are new either, right? Because we are under the sun, that means we're not new. We are reincarnated. We're in different bodies, all right, but we're the same spirit. We're the same soul. We have the same mindset to an extent that we had in the past. Now, we don't remember, I remember I was, John so-and-so from this and that, and I fought in World War I. No, you don't. There's no remembrance of former things, as it says in verse 11, okay? There's no remembrance of former things, all right? And this is to an extent as why, certain things that went on, all right, we can still know that happened today. But as far as knowing who we were and all that, that's a topic for another lesson, really. But as in verse 11, it says that there's no remembrance of former things, such as remembering who you were. Did you know that I was, King so-and-so the first? No, you don't remember that. Okay? Well, people have dreams. Well, people have dreams all the time. It doesn't mean anything, man. All right? Yes. Well, they sent. This person had a dream that they were there, and then they found a place when they went there. I'm like, okay, cool. That's great. The Lord sent them a delusion. Okay? And that can happen as well. Okay? And there's a lot of people that believe that shit and just believe that, that, I was in my past life, I was a gunman for, we all had that, when we first, thought about reincarnation. Maybe I was this, and then we found out that there's no remembrance of former things, and you got to throw that out. Okay? You got to throw that out. Now, to an extent, you're not going to remember who you were, but, you come back in your same lot. Okay? If you're a prophet now, you were more than likely a prophet back then. All right? If you were, it's just like the Romans. The Romans have stayed the same. Jake, all right, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have stayed the same. All right, the Hamites have stayed the same. All of us, all right, the Israelites as well as the nations have all stayed the same way that we've always been, man. Okay, and that's why these Romans, these Edomites, are still these Roman Edomites. If you look around, man. Pull out a dollar bill from your pocket right now, your purse, your wallet, wherever you got, and look at it. You don't even have to do it. Just look at it. Let's go and look up a dollar bill. Dollar bill. Type it in, and what do you see on it? All right, flip it on the back. All right, and you see it has an overall Roman, what's the word? A Roman look to it. Okay, it has a Roman look to it. Okay, if you want even one that's even more specific, you can go to a $5 bill. We can get yeah, there we go. If you want one even more, and I should have used this one as an example, but you got the faces and everything. This one's even better because look at this Roman building on the back. That's a Roman building, man. And of course you got Latin on it. Okay, but look, that is very clearly a Latin building, okay? Not a Latin, Slovakia, a Roman building, okay? There you go. And we, so we're gonna get in that a little bit more as well. Touching on the White House and all these different things. So let's go and let's continue on. So we got it. So if you just look up Roman Edomites, here's an interesting fact of the matter. If you look Roman Edomites, you'll get a couple articles. Now some of them, try to get around it. But the Torah.com, okay, which is, of course, you can tell just right by the name, just throw most of that out. But it says Esau, the ancestor of Rome. It says in the Bible, Esau is the ancestor of the Edomites who live on Mount Seir, southwest of Judah. So how did the rabbis come to associate Esau? And we're not going to go over there and read it all. There's another book, The Roman Empire, the Empire of the Edomite. All right, the origin of Edom, Babylon, Rome, or Christianity. Okay, what else do we got? We got, how can we know for sure that the Romans are descendants of Edom? And this is coming from, this Judaism, the small hat shit. But they know a little something, all right? You can't tell a lie unless you know the truth. So these guys do know a little bit of something. The small hats, they do know things, all right? They're controlling the world, all right? You have to know things. Like the apostles always say, that in order to tell the lie, you must know the truth. If I witnessed someone get stabbed to death, and someone says, "Did you see it?" No, I didn't. All right. In order to lie about that, I would have had to seen it, because if I didn't see it, I wouldn't be lying about it. Okay. And these people know what's going on, and they know the history because they've blotted it out and changed the history themselves. They're the ones who have broken off noses and painted over pictures and done all this and have hidden artifacts. So they know the truth. So they have to know the truth in order to lie. All right, and that's why they keep it. That's why they lie. They're lying about who they are. All right, and lying about who we are. All right, and then the hub pages, the Romans were not Edomites. And it says how Esau became Rome, Esau and Rome. Judaism points Rome to Edom, who will end the world. So there's, is there historical or genetic evidence that Romans were descendants of Edom? So this is a known thing, man. This is a known thing. Even with these small hats, these Judaism practitioners. Okay, so that's not saying that they know anything grand, but they are aware that Esau is the ancestor of Rome, and that is true. Okay, these Romans are Edomites, and the white people today, so-called, are the Romans, and the Romans are the Edomites. They have a long lineage that goes back, okay, which goes back really to Cain, all right? So that's something that you got to keep in mind, okay? So you got to keep that. There's a long lineage of Esau that goes back to Cain. Cain, the Romans, are the Edomites, or the Edomites, the Romans, all right, and the Americans. So now you know, now you know. And now, when you add all this up and you find out that Esau is the ancestor of Rome, all right, he's the what would be considered the progenitor. All right, what is a progenitor?
Progenitor.
A person or thing which a person, animal, or plant is descended or originates, an ancestor or parent. Esau would be the progenitor of Rome. All right, the ancestor of Rome, the forefather of Rome. The original. The original Edomite, okay? And I have that song, OG, Original Gangster, OG, Original Gangster. That's he's the original Edomite, man. Old E, the original Edomite, So that's who he is. He's the original, the original Roman, the original American, the original, that's just how it goes, okay? So I wanted to touch on a couple things, and we'll see how it goes. I might put this on my backup depending on how down and dirty this really gets. Now, one of the big things that you got to realize in Roman society was the rampant amount of sodomization. All right, I'm not even sure if that's a word, but we can say sodomy. All right, the rampant sodomy, the rampant amount of sodomy. All right, that was going on in those days, as well as the ideologies about so-called SE to the dash X change, in saying that you feel like someone else. Okay, now, if you look up the word Roman transformer, you can see what it actually says on screen. All right, it says transformer behavior existed in Rome before and after Elagabalus. All right, I might be pronouncing that wrong. It says transformer practice was tolerated. Stop. Definition time. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Tolerate. To allow the existence, occurrence, or practice of something that one does not necessarily like or agree with, without interference. So they allowed transformerism. They allowed the existence and occurrence of practice of it without interference. They allowed it. They permitted it. They did not discriminate against these people. They would almost borderline encourage it, okay? It says transformer practice was tolerated, check it out, and even sometimes respected. Let's go and get that definition. What does respected mean?
Respect.
Admired, all right, deeply as a result of their abilities, qualities, or achievements, having due regard for the feelings, wishes, rights, or traditions of, having a high opinion of, holding high regard, all right, treasure, prized, all right, so it was looked up, look at these people, respected by the Roman populace when it was practiced by the male-born priestess of Cybele, known as Gale. All right, so a brief biography of Elagabalus, the transformer ruler of Rome. Okay, and it talks about, intersex individual and transitioning in ancient Rome. All right, so this was a very, well-known thing. All right, and that's why you have these alphabet soup crews that are really looking up to these Romans and saying, wow, they were really, here we had this in Roman society, and now we're just going backwards. You're not going backwards, you're going forwards. Okay, you're going forward, you're not going backwards, you're really going forward by going backwards, to reverting to your old ways, Esau. That's why, this became a rampant thing during the end of the Roman society before the fall of Rome. Okay, now we're in New Rome, all right, New Egypt, New Babylon, right? A culmination of these ancient empires that we are currently dwelling in with a new name, all right, that just happens to be America, but it's spiritually Egypt, spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, it's New Rome. These Edomite, who controlled Rome? The Romans. Who controls America? The Americans. Who are the Americans? They're the Romans. Who are the Romans? The Edomites. So who are the Romans? The Edomites. Who are the Americans? The Edomites. It's the same thing. And we're in the fall of Rome again because we're in Rome again. Okay, the same societal structure, the same ideologies that were going out then are going out now. Okay, and you can see it, and you'll see it more and more as we get further and further throughout this lesson. Okay, and we're in the fall of Rome now, and what is happening in the fall of Rome now? A rampant amount of transformer behavior. Okay, and it's the same thing that was happening before the fall of the original Rome. Okay, so you gotta put these things into perspective. You gotta think about these things, man. They're the same people, they're doing the same things, and just as these transformer people were high esteemed back then, they're high esteemed now. And you can't barely, go on any post. You see these posts all over Reddit, man. I go on Reddit and I look through the popular, just, for some entertainment. And top post after top post is people posting their transition process, man. All right, and people are saying, "Oh, you're so brave, you're so strong. You look so beautiful." No, you don't. You look like a fucking thumb. You don't look beautiful at all. What the fuck are you talking about, man? But these people are highly respected. You can't say anything about them. You can't speak about them unless it's in a well-mannered light. All right, you say, "Oh, you're so strong. You're very courageous. I'm proud of you." All right, you can't say that I detest what you've done and it's disgusting, because then you're the wrong guy. Why? Because we're in Rome. This is the Roman societal structure. All right, this is the image of the beast is rolling out. All right, and that's, you have to conform to the image of the beast. You have to do it. All right, and the image of the beast is this Roman political structure, political society, this structure, this democracy, this capitalism, just conglomerate that they've formed. Okay, that's the image of the beast, and it's rolling out today, and you have to conform to it. And in Revelation, all right, if you don't conform to it, all right, and do what they want you to do, you will be killed. And eventually that structure, that image of the beast, this societal structure, the political structure of Babylon the Great, and as before, Rome, is going to eventually lead up to saying you got to get a chip and plant it in your arm. And if you don't get that, if you don't conform with the image of the beast, all right, which is that political structure saying you have to get that, you can be put to death, man. Okay, and we'll touch on that a little bit later. We're going to close out with that. But there's all these things, man, all these things. So let's continue on dealing with the Mo part, the sodomy part. All right, this is most sexuality. I want to be careful how I say it. Most sexuality. All right, in ancient Rome. Now we'll read up. I have a little bit of a highlighted article here. Let me grab a drink real quick, and we'll continue on. I'm trying to move a little bit faster because I don't want this to go on for 1,000 hours. I want it to be, out there, and you get it, boom, we get the scriptures, we prove it, and then we can close out. Not that I don't want to take a lot of time, it's just, I know, Jake, I don't like my lessons going over about an hour or an hour and a half, really, max. But I like to keep them right around the 45 to 50 minute mark, because that's something that's, that's TV show length. And if you can watch a TV show, you could watch the lesson. I know when it gets an hour and a half into movie length, Jake got their attention span And then, of course you could watch it in 2 parts, but I like my lessons to be watching a whole part. So, I know for a fact, well, everybody learns differently, but I feel like you miss a little bit when you watch in 2 halves, okay? I like it to be, all that information fresh right off the bat in one lesson. You can go throughout your day thinking upon that lesson, and Lord willing at least, right? So this is most sexuality in ancient Rome. It says most sexuality. I'll just call it Moism for the sake of, tongue twisting and not accidentally fucking slipping up and saying the whole word, because we gotta hide everything under a fucking table. All right, because if we, you gotta look under the table, see what there is, because we can't say it, we can't show you on top of the table, or they'll take it away. We gotta, it's ridiculous, but that's how we have to do these things. So Moism in ancient Rome often differs markedly from the contemporary West. Sure, whatever you say. Latin lacks words that would precisely translate mosexual and tersexual. See what it says. It says the primary dichotomy of ancient Roman sexuality was active, dominant, masculine, and passive, submissive, feminine. Okay? Listen, Roman society was patriarchal, and the freeborn male citizen possessed political liberty and the right to rule both himself and his household. Virtue was seen as an active quality through which a man defined himself. The conquest mentality and cult of virility shaped same-sex relations. Listen here. Listen close. Roman men were free to enjoy sex with other males without a perceived loss of masculinity or social status, as long as they took the dominant or penetrative role. There you go. It says acceptable male partners were slaves and former slaves, prostitutes, and entertainers whose lifestyle placed them in the nebulous social realm of infamia, excluded from the normal protections according to the citizen, even if they were technically free. Okay? It says freeborn male minors, male children, right, were off limits at certain periods in Rome. Though professional prostitutes and entertainers might remain sexual available well into adulthood. All right, it says same-sex relations among women are far less documented, and it says, and if Roman writers are to be trusted, female homoeroticism may have been very rare to the point that Ovid in the Augustine era describes it as unheard of. Sure. Whatever you say. That's why you have it's all throughout history with feminine Moism as well. So, as you see right here, Roman women were free to enjoy sex with other males without a perceived loss of masculinity or social status, which means they could, get the 1-2, all right, and bust up in a man, all right, and they wouldn't you wouldn't be considered feminine or anything. You'd still be masculine. That's a manly man. I'm a manly man. All right. Or social status. Look at him. He's so and so. He's G to the A to the Y. Oh, that F to the A to the G to the G to the O to the T. Oh, he's disgusting. That didn't happen. Okay? That didn't happen. It was more like, oh yeah, he's fine. So what if he has sexual intercourse with a man? Well, he was the one on top. All right. It says as long as they took the dominative or penetrative role, which means as long as you were the guy that was busting the other man's, shit. All right. Then you would still be a man, all right? As long as you weren't on the bottom, you weren't the one getting rammed, okay? But, it's still, gotta choose my way. It's still sodomy. It's still gross. It's still, what word I'm thinking about, all right? It's still that shit, okay? So, that's still going on, to this very day, okay? It's still going on to this very day. There's statues of it, all right? There's pictures and all these things. So there you go, man. There you go. And look at this. These are amulets, all right? And you can see what they are. They're amulets of penises. Now, I find that very interesting. I didn't even see this, but I find this very interesting because you can get necklaces just like this today. You can find them in places like Spencer's, okay? So, Roman side of, I don't know, is it supposed to be a man or... Well, let's read a little bit of this, because this is still going on too. The pure delicatus was an exquisite or a dainty child slave chosen by his master as his beauty as a boy toy, and also referred to as delexia, sweets or delights. Okay? It says, unlike the firstborn Greek Euromenos, who was protected by social custom, the Roman delectus was in a physically or morally vulnerable position. It says the coercive and exploitive relationship between the Roman master and the delectus, who might be pubescent, can be characterized as pedophilic, in contrast to Greek paiderastia. All right, so Romans were known to have a lot of sexual relationships with young boys, and as you can see here, in Slovakia, for you happen to see it, it's a depiction on a vase, I'd assume, on a Warren cup. I'm not sure what that is. A Warren cup. The Warren cup is an ancient Greco-Roman silver drinking cup in relief of two images of male same-sex acts. Okay, and as you can see, it's holding a child, and you know what it's doing. You know what the guy's doing. I'm not gonna it's disgusting. I'm not gonna describe it to you. You can see it. Okay, so there you go. And wouldn't you know and behold, the same shit's going on with Epstein and all these weird fucking Hollywood shit with getting with kids. So just keep that in mind. Romans are Edomites. They're the same people. Continue on. What about if you need any further things, these guys were so gay, all right, that they had to dress up the women that they were with as men. Okay, the Romans. And if you don't believe me, here we go. This is women in ancient Sparta. You can go and look it up on Reddit. Women in ancient Sparta. Here's the marriage ritual. On the night of the wedding, the bride would have her hair cut short and would be dressed in a man's cloak and sandals. The bride appeared dressed as a man or a young boy to be perceived as less threatening to her husband, because they would be more comfortable with a male because the rampant amount of, the homosexuality that was going on. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying, I'm reading an article. I'm allowed to do that. At least I think I am. Maybe I'm not. All right, it says in Sparta, the cropping of the bride's hair and transvestism likely aimed to transform her temporarily into an adolescent Spartan boy, a young boy, right? A prepubescent boy, right? A child, if you will. A less threatening figure to the groom, who probably had made his own transition to adulthood via a close emotional and sexual relationship with an older male. Rewind it back. The groom, who probably had made his own transition into adulthood, he made his way into adulthood via a close emotional and sexual relationship with an older male, and was now in the position to sexually initiate other boys into Spartan society. So they would have sex with little boys, all right? And when men would marry in Sparta, which, Spartan, all right? If you look up Sparta, let's go look up Sparta. Well, it's Greece, but, like we mentioned, same thing with Romans, same thing. And if you even look at them, they wear the same armor, all right? Spartans and all that. So you can keep that in mind. All right, Greco-Roman period, right? Greco-Roman period, because they're so side by side. They were so entranced in sodomy that to even marry a woman, to get with a woman, they had to be dressed up like a man, a little boy. Do you understand that? It says the bride was then left alone in a darkened room where she would be visited and ritually captured, sex, to snatch by her husband. Men were expected to visit their new wives at night and in secret. So they go and visit them secretly while they were dressed up as a boy, and they'd bust them down. Okay? They do the 1-2. Okay? We don't need to read anymore. Do you understand this? Do you get this? Do you understand it? Do you get it? Do you get it? Do you understand it? You got it? There we go. So let's go and get a couple scriptures. Let's get Hebrews 12 and 16, right? Hebrews 12 and 16. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person is Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. We got to stop. We got to go get the Blue Letter Bible. We got to run it over here. We got to go Hebrews 12 and 16. Go and get this word. This word right here. Fornicator, pornos, profane. We can get pornos. It says, a man who prostitutes his body to another's lust for hire. Or in definition 3, a man who indulges in unlawful sexual intercourse, a fornicator. All right, and that word fornicator, if we go and get that word fornicator, and first of all, you already got the fact that the word, it says unlawful sexual intercourse, which would be homosexuality. If we go here and get, let's see if it's in this one. I might have to get another one. Pornos. The word we're looking for is porneia. All right. Or, let's see, fornication. There's a specific word we're looking for here. Not zana. Here. There it is. Porneia. There it is.
Strong's G 4202. Porneia.
All right, and there's quite a few scriptures that use this. Okay, so and here they try to hide this definition a lot because it says illicit sexual intercourse. Definition A: adultery, fornication, homosexuality, lesbianism, intercourse with animals, intercourse with close relatives. All right, and then it goes off and says an intercourse with a divorced man or woman. All right, because that's not how it goes. Lock, you bear with me just a moment. Divorced man should not be in there. Okay, it should not be in there. Man should not be mentioned. Okay, so there you go.
Strong's G 4202. Porneia.
Which goes back to the word pornuo, or how do you say that?
Strong's G 4203. Pornuo.
There you go, to give oneself unlawful sexual intercourse. There you go. Alright, so that's who Esau is. Alright, they do that. There's no one that does it as much as Esau. Esau loves to do it. And all throughout his history, Greek, Roman, they all did it. They all did it. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Let's get Leviticus 18 and 22. And close out of the Blue Letter Bible now. It says, Leviticus 18:22. This is a law. Alright, of course it's a law for, the Israelites. Okay? So these other people, they're not gonna follow the law. This is for us. Okay, we're not to do those things. No one's to do those things, but the law is only for us. So those people are not supposed to be doing those things, but they're not gonna follow the law because it's not for them. As Leviticus 18:22, thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind, it is abomination. And we are allowed to speak about this. We are allowed to make videos about it because if we're infringed upon, that goes directly against the Constitution. We're allowed to have religious freedom. All right, we're allowed to have freedom of press. We're allowed to speak these things. But Esau constantly, one after another on YouTube, shuts us down from speaking according to our religion. Why is that? Why are we getting persecuted religiously if it says in the Constitution that that's not supposed to happen? Because they don't give a fucking rat's ass, man. They do not give a single shit. Okay? They make these laws and then they break these laws because they can't keep a law to save their life, man. They can't keep a law to save their life. They can't keep the biblical law because it's not given to them, but they can't even keep the fucking laws that they've made, man. Here they are, they make these laws in Congress. They make these laws in the Constitution. They make these laws, in a jurisdiction level of, oh, you can't do this. That's a law. You're breaking the law. And they can't even keep those, man. They can't even keep those laws. They made them. Why can't they keep them? Because they can't do shit right, man. Esau can't do a goddamn thing right. They're a fuck up. They are a fucked up society and they can't do anything right. All right, they're always wrong. They're dumb. They're small, pea-brained, smooth-brained individuals that are the lowest of the low, and that's their base men, man. They can't even keep a single thing right. Okay, they could say, oh, no jumping on their foot. By the end of the day, they'd fucking jump. Okay, That's just how it is. They can't keep a law. They can't do it. It's not in them. All right, they don't have that innate ability to follow rules. Okay, they're a wild man, a beast man, if you will, a caveman. All right, they can't follow a rule. They have to break them. They just have to, because they're profane. They're wicked. They're naturally wicked. You know, wouldn't it be cool if we broke the rule even though we made it? That's how they think. Leviticus 20 and 13. And those rules that they make for the society, they aren't for them to follow. They're for you to follow, you fucking dumbasses. You worldly ass, you know, in the world as Jake in other nations. All right? Those laws are for you to follow, not for them. All right? They don't follow those laws. Okay? They say, oh, you can't, you know, do certain things with taxes, but they're not paying taxes. And you got it? They say, you know, oh, you can't have, you know, intercourse with, you know, this or that or this person, but they're sure doing it. All right, they're going to Epstein's Island and you know, they're having themselves a blast doing a bunch of wicked shit, okay? But that's for you, and you shouldn't be doing those things regardless. But, you know, when it does come into the fact that, the marriageable age in Israel was quite, you know, it was under what they considered to be legal age today. And they're getting with those people, but you can't have a wife of that age, okay? You can't have a wife of that age, but then they'll go under the biblical permissible age. They'll get with 4-year-olds and do sick, disgusting things. When biblically you were not allowed to do that. All right, you had to be with a woman after she had already went through, you know, womanhood, which would be, bleeding as a woman and going through those things. That was the biblical age, you know, for men and women. All right, around 12, 13, 14, around those ages. You know, 13 is like right in the medium where it would be. The men would go out, they'd be working jobs, they'd be getting married. The women would be, you know, learning their task and being prepared to be married. All right, and now in this society that isn't that way. All right, but they're still doing those things, but you cannot do those things. All right, they've just everything that was a law is no longer a law, and things that were no longer laws are now laws. Just like biblically, people that were involved in these alternative, so to speak, lifestyles would be put to death. Now they're not. See, it's Esau's rule. Whatever they say goes. That's how they have it set up. All right, it's that that draconian law. All right, that image of the beast. All right, that's how it is, and it's always been that. It's always been like that. It's always been like that. All right, you got to realize even during the Roman period, the Bible, you know, and these laws. All right, the law was given to the Israelites. You know, but before a lot of these things were going about, and it was saying that you shouldn't, you know, you can't do certain things, but they were doing it anyway. They were doing it anyway. All right, they were already formulating their own laws. They've had these laws for a long time, and they always revert to those old laws because those are the laws that make them feel comfortable. All right, those are the laws that make them feel comfortable. So there you go. And did we read that? I don't remember if I read that. This is Leviticus 20 and 13. It says, if a man also lieth with man, or if a man also lie with mankind, as he lies with a woman, both of them have committed abomination. Both. Doesn't matter if someone's on top or the bottom, both of them have committed abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. All right, but that doesn't happen in the society. Biblically, that's how it would go. Okay? Now, let's go and get a couple of other scriptures. We got many different ones. All right, let's move this up. Boom. And let's get boom. All right, so we got another scripture here, right? This is Obadiah 1 and 4. Just want to put this into perspective, you know, and these ones are going quicker. Now we're just kind of, you know, of quick firing topics, right? Here it is. This is a Roman denarius, all right, and an eagle, okay? A Vaspian AR denarius, as you can see, it has a Roman emperor or a Roman individual, all right, and an eagle on it. Here you can see it says the new coin, the Roman denarius of Domitian, with a portrait of the empire in his early 30s. And what do you see on the back? You see an eagle on the front. You see a so-called white man, all right, with a specific haircut, with this thing in his ear, all right. There's a name for it. You know, like a crown, so to speak, all right, a headband of made of vines. All right, I'm sure there's a name for it. If there's a name for it, you can post it down in the comment. I could look it up, honestly. Greek vine hairband thing. What is it? Atania. All right, you see him. Here it is. So keep that in mind. Boom, boom. There you go. And you see on the outside of it, it's a circular coin. in which it has a white man facing generally the right or the left, most of the time and facing the right, okay? There are times where it faces left though. So it's got words, all right, text around the outside, okay? And on the back it has text around the outside and an eagle. Well, let's go over here. You got a so-called white man facing left this time with text on the outside, and on the back, text on the back with a eagle. Very interesting. And there's one of these, you know, that I could have, I believe had a guy wearing one of those very same Greek things. Let me see. Was it a dollar coin? Wasn't that? There's one of them. $50 coin. That's not it. There was one. I don't remember. I might be remembering incorrectly. So, Slocky if that is so. And the other thing, don't even get me started on this, the whole liberty thing. That just goes back into, what is it, Sol Invictus? No, Sol Invictus. No, that's something else. That's yeah, here it goes. Sol Invictus. Come on now. Sol Invictus. There you go. What is Sol Invictus? Sol Invictus, long considered to be the official sun god of the later Roman Empire. There you go. There's Sol Invictus. What does it fucking look like? Yeah, does that Statue of Liberty? Forgot about that. Call all Yahweh Shemiao Shai for having that coin show up, because this is another great one. Statue of Liberty. Look at it. And then look at Sol Invictus. Look at Statue of Liberty. Look at Sol Invictus. Look at Statue of Liberty. Look at Sol Invictus. Let's get more pictures. Maybe it's just that one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Let's go and look at more pictures of Sol Invictus, the Roman sun god. Very interesting. What else do we have? You know, there you go. Come on, man. Come on. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make it up. Everything adds up, like to the T. And they put it on coins. Look, they had a coin with it on it. You know? They had a coin with it on it. And what it would... Oh, man. You cannot make it up. You cannot make it up, man. It's ridiculous. Come on, man. Look, even down to the garment. If I showed you this, and you didn't know who Sol Invictus was, who would you say it was? If I said, what is this? You'd say, oh, that's the Statue of Liberty. Oh, look, here's some comparisons. Yeah, so it shows you it's formulated around this fucking society. It's Roman society, man. God damn. Oh, look who that is. Oh, no, I guess that's the Statue of Liberty. I mixed it up. Who knows? Who knows anymore? Sol Invictus torch. I wonder if it's the same thing. Roman sun god. There you go. You know, it's very coincidental. Also, there's no coincidences, by the way. I'm just being facetious. That, you know, also on top of that, we also have Sunday. Wow, a whole day for the sun. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Come on, guys. Come on. And then, oh, what about the president? Let's just look at presidential seal. Oh, would you look at it? It's the eagle again. Why are the Romans and why are the Esau? Why is the Romans and Americans so obsessed with this eagle, this image of this eagle? Well, Obadiah 1:4. Though thou exalt thyself. Wait, no. We could be being facetious here. We could be lying. Let's go up to verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. Concerning Edom. Let's just read it all the way down. It says, we have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. We can go in on that if we wanted to as well. Mount Seir and all that, right? Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? They're proud. The pride of thine heart has deceived thee, because they're very proud. No one's ever going to bring me down. And same with these fucking Romans today, man. Oh, we're going to win against, if there's a World War III, we'll win because we got battleships, we got cruisers, we got all these things. We're surrounded by ocean, so we have a protective front. You're going to get fucked up, boy. You're going to get fucked up. And you don't even realize it because the pride of thine heart has deceived you, Esau. Verse 4, and this is the point. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. The Lord's going to bring you down, Esau, even though you exalt thyself as the eagle. And what's all over all of your shit? The eagle. What do you have on this? The eagle. That's the eagle. The presidential seal's the eagle. It's on the coin. The eagle. The eagle. The eagle. What's the American and what's the American bird? What is it? Oh. The America's national bird, the national animal. Oh, the bald eagle. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed it's the eagle? Come on, man. It's plain. Let's continue on, though, because we still have more. All right, what else do we have? Let's get Psalms 49:11. We're about ready to close out, man. And the rest of things we're just going to show you. Here we go. Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought. Who is this again? Who is this? One sec. Let's see. Might not necessarily say Esau to the T. Let's see if we can just Psalms chapter, what was it, 49? Yeah, 49. Meaning. Oh, if I could type right. It's a riddle. No, it's not. I want to see if we could get a... Well, it's speaking about the Edomites, all right? You're going to have to do the research yourself, but we're going to grab the scripture. It's obvious who it's speaking of once we get it. Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. What does that mean? That means they don't think that they're ever going to go away. They're always going to have their houses. The house, and this is speaking of the houses as a sense of, the best way to describe it is because a lot of people have seen Game of Thrones. House Stark, House Targaryen. All right, back then the house was called, by your name. All right, if you look at the word house, medieval, meaning, all right, what was a medieval house? All right, not dynasty, right? A house, no, not medieval dynasty. No, that's a game. No, house. Let's see if we can get it. House definition. Lineage. I don't even know how to spell that word. Lineage, yeah, there we go. Words house and lineage have similar meaning. A group of person who come from the same ancestor. A house, right? It says, example, the present British royal family belongs to the House of Windsor. Okay, the lineage is sent from an ancestor. That's what a house is. They think their lineage shall continue, who they are, right? Because they understand the elites, they do understand that they come back and that they are reincarnated. That's why they do things like, what's the word? Sexual intercourse with like sisters and brothers and mothers. What, God damn it, what do they call that? I know what the word is, it's just not coming to me right now. Incest. Alright, that's why they commit things like incest, alright, is because they know, they gotta keep it in their bloodline. And really, it doesn't make any sense because, they could just, they're Edomites. What are you gonna do? Alright, that's why they do that, because they know they want their houses to continue. Alright, and they're gonna, and they're, and there's other scriptures, we'll rebuild. You'll throw down and we'll rebuild. No, you won't. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. They call their lands after their own names. Let's see. How was America named? Let's see. It says, while the colonies may have established it, America was a given name long before. It says, America is named after Americo Vespucci, the Italian, and he was, and some of the Italians, or if they go back to Sicilians, are Israelites, but the original, those were Jakes, but a lot of the Italians today are Edomites, all right, which, and Rome is a province of Italy, all right, by the way. Now, all right, was under Egyptian, Egypt was under Roman rule for a time and period as well, Roman Egypt, right? So that's a thing as well. There's the lessons like these can go on for days, honestly, so you got to kind of shorten them and speed them along. So America is named after Americo Vespucci. There you go. And then, how was Africa named? They always lie about it. Africanus. There it is. Derived its name from Africanus. It's not a Yemenite. He was an Edomite. Okay? And, what do you mean Africa? Africa is under the rule of the Edomites as well. They control everything. Okay? Now, let's see how Roman places were named. Maybe it's different. How were Roman places named? Most Roman cities were named after prominent people. Orleans was named after Emperor Aurelian. Who's that? What nation were the Roman Empire? Okay, Roman Empire. What about Androupol? Modern Ireland was named after Emperor Hadrian. Okay, what was he? Roman Emperor. Okay, got it. He was Roman. Cologne was named after Colonia Claudia. All right. Well, who is this? Let's see. Colonia Claudia. That's Ara, and the altar of the Agrippians. Okay, so that's very interesting. How did Greeks name their cities? They named them after people. All right, people, them. They named them after Romans. They call their lands after their own names. America, Amerigo Vespucci. Roman places, the modern Adrianople, modern Adriane was named after Emperor Hadrian. There you go. They're calling their lands after their own names. Let's see, what about the architecture? What about this? Here's the White House. Let's look at a Roman building. Huh. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed. Wonder why that is. Well, what about the Colosseum? What about the Colosseum? That's interesting. We'll get to that in a minute. Put that over here. Boom. What about fast food? McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, Cane's, and of course we like the food from time and time again. It's not good for us, but what can you do? You get off work, you ain't got time to cook, you run over to fucking Chick-fil-A and get some food. That's what you gotta do. We're not above that, alright? It's now, do we like to do it? No. Is it healthy? Absolutely not. If you can stay away from it, yeah, that'd be great, alright? But I'm not gonna say I'm better. I be eating fast food, alright? As do a lot of brothers, okay? So, I don't go to McDonald's, though, I'll tell you that. I try to stay away from, like, McDonald's and Burger King. I'd go to Burger King before I'd go to McDonald's. I absolutely will not go to McDonald's. I could maybe be persuaded to go to Burger King. I really rather not, but if I had to, I would. If I had to go to McDonald's, I would just not eat. All right, and I'm not saying that to be, holier than thou or however they call it, to try to seem proud. I just won't. I've had food poisoning like fucking 8 times from the place, and I just refuse to eat there. I won't do it. It's not good. All right, maybe the only thing I really liked there was the hot and spicy McChicken. I did like the Big Mac though as well. That was pretty good. But I usually always got the hot and spicy McChicken because I was poor as fuck. But anyway, there you go. There's the White House. You see it. Looks just like a Roman thing. Now, fast food. Why are you talking about fast food? All right. Well, that's because the Thermopolium. All right, an ancient Greco-Roman. There you go again. Greco-Roman. Thermopolium, or Thermopolia from Greek. It says cook shop, literally a place where something hot is sold. Was a commercial establishment where it was possible to purchase ready-to-eat food. In Latin literature, they were also called popinae, colpinae, hospitia, or stabula. All right, where archaeologists called them thermopolia. They are mainly used by those who did not have their own kitchens, often inhabitants of insulae. I might be pronouncing some of these words wrong. That's besides the fact. says, and this sometimes led to thermopolia being scorned by the upper class. But if you go into this, we're not going to read about it too much. But it talks about, later on, the upper class would even eat it just out of pure convenience, man. All right, they could just stop by there, boom, get it, and go. There you go. See the same thing? See the same thing? Look, yeah, what do you want? Yeah, can I get the chicken? Can I get the barbacoa? I don't like Chipotle. Chipotle tastes like shit to me, but some people do. All right, there you go. You can look into more on that. All right, Roman buildings. Look, we had that. We just got it. Oh, that's interesting. What's that? That's the Roman Colosseum. Oh, look at that Roman Colosseum. Look at how interesting it is. Look at the Allegiant Stadium for football today in Vegas. Here, right here in Nevada, man. Boom. Boom. Look at it. Look. Come on now, man. It's open and closed case, Johnson. We're going to get Revelation 13 and 15, and we're going to go ahead and close out. It's Rome. We're in Rome again. We're in Rome. We're in the same place. Okay? That's exactly where we are. And so lucky for all the talking in the background. Always, of course, as soon as we're going to close out, this is Revelation 13 and 15. And this is how it's going to be. This is the image of the beast, all right? Their ideas, their structures, the things, the way that they do things. They say do it, you better do it, all right? That is the political structure. The image of the beast is the political structure of these Edomites, all right? And you best bow down to it or you're going to be killed, right? That's what they say. Of course, that's the people that don't have Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? We're not going to bow down to this structure. Fuck this place, man. We're going to call it out exactly what it is. All right, this is the structure of the Edomites. It's the image of the beast. All right, and they want you to conform to it, but if you don't, they'll put you to death. Guess what? The Lord is much more powerful than any of these Edomites, so we don't have to conform to this. We're not going to take the chip. Lord willing, I should say that. Lord willing, we're not going to take the chip, right? Lord willing, because that's part of the image of the beast, is that chip. All right, that new world order. That's another part of the image of the beast, right? Revelation 13 and 15. What happens if you don't conform? And he had the power, to give life unto the image of the beast. This political structure, right? It says that was the image, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many would not worship the image of the beast, that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And then it goes on to talk about, in verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here's wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And that number, 666, is written within barcodes all over everything that you own. It will be within the mark of the beast. And the mark of the beast is the RFID chip, the implant. That's what it is, okay? That's what it is, and that's all part of the image of the beast. Their new world order, their political structure in which they want to establish, and it's already established, but they want to, they want to grow it. They really have they have high plans. They have, what's the word they use? We have, they have big plans. That's the word. They have big plans for their image of the beast, but it's not going to work. The Lord's going to throw their whole society down. It's going to be in ruins, man. All right, it's going to be their whole Babylon's going to be as a wilderness, man. All right, so that's how it's going to be. But that's the Roman Edomites. This is who they are. That's why they do these things. That's why the names are the same. That's why the coins are the same. That's why the buildings are the same. That's why everything's the same, man. That's why you still have shit going on in weird little islands with people diddling kids. And that's why you still have all these. They're the Romans. They're the Greco-Romans, man. The Greeks, the Romans. That's who these people are. The Edomites. The Edomites. And today, the Edomites are the so-called white people. Okay, that's who they are. The Roman Edomites, the Greeks, the Edomites, the Americans, right? The Babylonians, the Edomites. That's who they are, the so-called white people. Okay, they've stayed the same. They have not changed. Their buildings look the same. Their currency looks the same. Their ideologies are the same. That's just how it is. And the Lord's going to come back and destroy these people, man. They're too proud to think that that's going to happen, but it's going to happen, man. The Romans are the Edomites. Edomites are the Romans. And America, Babylon, is just another spiritual reincarnation of Rome. All right, and it's this society that they've set up for themselves, right? And the Lord's gonna come back and destroy it. They've stayed the same, and the Lord stayed angry, and He's gonna come back and completely desolate these people. All right, so with that, we're gonna go ahead and close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you, brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Till next one, Lord willing. Shalom.